Hello everyone, I'm M the Rogue. Welcome to my Madden 07 franchise. So now that you've seen that intro, you have a little bit of backstory as to what happened. A little bit of backstory as to what happened just making the first, recording the first few episodes of this. I tried like heck to get these like new rosters, updated rosters. Like modern day, even like pre-NFL draft. So, for 2022, that is. And just could not figure it out. Downloaded like, I don't even know how many files. Tried to look up videos. So, anyways, going forward with whatever the rosters were in Madden 07, but that also had to do with the backstory of kind of going back in time and the story of the then Washington Redskins. Sorry to say the R word, right? But that's what they were back then. So you can see here I'm just creating the team, the Kentucky Stallions. I figured that made sense. Kentucky only has their college team. And I figure they like their football enough in Kentucky. And just kind of made sense to me since it's going to still be NFC East. And part of the reason I picked Washington as the team to replace was just, in like modern day here in 2022. And it's just been, they've been a real issue. That organization, I guess I should say, has been kind of rough for a lot of reasons. Management has been pretty bad. Ownership's been pretty bad. And another reason would be just play against my real life favorite team in the New York Giants twice a year, back when they were actually pretty good. So yeah, just the creation here of the team and going forward with that. Yeah, I wanted to kind of pay homage to UK with the end zones being the checkerboard. So, spoiler alert, but I ended up going back and changing the colors of this. Ended up going with like the blue and you'll see, of course, but the blue and more of like a beige color, because thought the colors ended up looking a lot too close, like way too close to the Lions, Detroit Lions. But I will say I did like the way that the jerseys came out, and then afterwards, but including okay, so this must be where I'm changing the colors, but some of the alternate jerseys are pretty cool as well. At least I think so, for the Madden 07 engine, which was good. And I'm sure if you end up watching this series, you're a fan of sports, obviously, and you're probably a fan of Madden, but I don't know if you're a fan of Madden the way it is currently. Personally, I can't stand it. I've kind of started doing series with the newer Maddens, really starting back in like Madden, I guess 18, 19, and never really going through with them because I just hated the game. I just really couldn't really get into them, and just thought that the lack of creativity you could have in those games just frustrated me, especially with franchise mode more than anything. So, if you've ever seen any videos by I forget exactly what the YouTube Soft Drink TV or something like that, Soft Drink Sports, something like that. He's talked about it a bunch, and that other guy doesn't really do video games, I guess, but I think his name's Ryan Moody, who's talked a lot about the same subject, how modern Madden is just really terrible, and yeah, supporting them just is really, unfortunately, it's a disservice to Madden as a whole, because we end up getting the same just regurgitated crap over and over again. I mean, I actually kind of look forward to Angry Joe's videos pretty much every year. He does a video every year of new Madden and how it's really not new, just the same thing. But I can rant about I can rant about modern day Madden like pretty much all day if you let me. So I'll stop. But yeah, so team creation takes a little bit of time. As I'm editing this series, I'll shorten it up. Might actually just cut some of this out now that I'm watching it back. Like, it's not exactly the most entertaining thing to watch. So, yeah. But I guess I can talk about like what the goal for this whole series is really just to take the Kentucky Stallions as far as they can go. If anybody could even like give me pointers, I'm trying to go through another franchise, just playing around like to see how the season progresses in Madden 07. I played it, played franchise mode back, I don't know, when I was, I guess, 17 or 18 years old. When these games were like the new Maddens. And I just don't remember, or maybe didn't pay enough attention, like how to scout, how to draft. I guess you can't really miss the draft. It'll like prompt you to do the draft, but in terms of scouting, like I don't really know how to go into that, and just looking to just try to yearly get the best players that we possibly can, and of course just be a good franchise, have some sustained success in the league and in the NFC East. So, but we'll certainly find out. And the archetype team that I picked was Cupcake, so we're starting with some pretty bad roster. It's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a good time to watch this team grow. But just going through these jerseys, I think I gotta change it up a little bit. So there you go. Team jerseys are created, and looking over the roster here, number one player is a tight end at 78 overall. Quarterback is a 70, Kyan Riley, and a 49 and a 42 overall backups. So pretty rough. But that's how it's supposed to be. I mean, you have a team that gets pretty much just thrown together a few months before a season when the Washington Redskins disappear into a black hole. So, number one receiver right now is a 66 overall. You have some of these guys that say like years pro. Like this guy's Charlie Gaines is 4 years pro. 11 years pro for a guy who's 49 overall. Like, how did you last in the league for 11 years? What team were you on? I don't know. Maybe it was like NFL Europe. But there you go. 72 overall, right guard. 3 years pro. So, yeah, he might stick around on the team. Offensive line's really rough. Right end. A rookie at 75 overall. So, he's promising. Middle linebacker, 48 overall, 3 years pro. A rookie at 60 overall. I mean, he's, he could develop. Corey Warfield, love the blonde hair. I wonder if Madden 07 had more faces than, modern Madden. So there's the roster. It's pretty bad. So I went ahead and I made a couple players. Am I doing the punter now or kicker? We'll see. Yeah, okay. So here's our punter, Ryder Long, and 24 years old, out of Yale. But the reason I did that, I don't make them like 99 overall or anything like that. I think I ended up making them both like 70. The reason I did that is because, I mean, NFL teams find kickers and punters like basically off the street. It's not like they struggle to find one. Maybe not anybody too great, but no NFL team's actually going into a season with like, put it in Madden terms, obviously, like a 45 overall punter. There's a better one just, sitting at home playing Call of Duty. So, yeah. That's why I felt like that's an okay thing to do. But that's it. I don't make like, any kind of like 99 speed quarterback that I can just exploit or anything like that. Kyan Riley actually does have like okay speed. He's not terrible. My boy Ryder Long. You can see his stats are just like not going to be a cheat code. Decent injury since he's got some cushion. All right. And this is the kicker. Dale Clyde. I'm sure you can figure out why I named him that. You gotta make your kicker a tank, of course. And the Giants had a punter named Steve Weatherford, if you're familiar with him, who's like part punter, part bodybuilder. Got to accessorize him. The league needs to know who Dale Clyde is. Just at a baseball game last night for the Braves, and you see it on TV too. But if you're a baseball fan at all, you might have seen Ronald Acuna he's like the accessory king out there. He's got like those yellow pads all over the place. So essentially, that's what this kicker is. Just gotta have all the accessories, All right. Dale Clyde and right along. So I went ahead and signed some free agents here since I have so much cap space. Bruce Gradkowski didn't even have a picture at that point. And I looked at Jonathan Quinn just because I was amazed at how big of a head he had. Didn't want to come out of the gates signing all the top players. Michael Robinson, I want to say, if I'm not mistaken, that's the guy who ended up playing for the Seahawks. Pretty sure. They didn't even have his face yet, unless it's just some rando that happens to have the same name. But yeah, I end up going with Jerome Harrison, 1-year deal, modest, $1.4 million total. Willie Reed. Just looking at his stats, and gotta really get speed in Madden. That's a big deal. He had some solid speed, so I went with him. After I think it's Charlie Gaines, the 78 overall, the team's top rated player. I need a few better tight ends, especially in the blocking department. So Brett Pierce signed. offensive line definitely needs to be upgraded, so went ahead and signed a few linemen as well. Mostly like older veterans on 1-year deals. That way I could easily just move on from them. That was another thing, Madden back then did. This Madden 07, Madden 08, this era of Madden was like, you could really dig into the contracts a little bit more. They took that away from modern Madden. So yeah, essentially just releasing a lot of bums. I mean, a 43 overall defensive tackle is just not going to make the cut. Running backs definitely mattered a little bit more back then, and it really actually does show in Madden as well. In the game, it's like having a crappy running back, you could really feel the difference. But signed another veteran, solid veteran, right tackle over there, and yeah, and I got Cletitis Hunt, 30-year-old, 85 overall. So we're getting some reinforcements here to actually let this team. I don't know. They might be able to compete just a little bit. Definitely don't expect the Kentucky Stallions to be like, a 10 or 11 win team right off the bat. Michael Barrow, 31 or 36. 36 years old, 81 overall. And then I know I ended up getting Ty Law. I'm like, okay, why not? He's 97 overall. He's sitting there. I've got the money for him. Cap room is still at 50 mil after all these players. So, signing my one like stud player on the roster in Ty Law. Just kind of reviewing what I got. I had to make roster room for a few more decent players as well. I mean, if they're under 50, it's kind of like even the Stallions are not going to really be able to use you. You should be in the XFL or something like that. This was cool too, even just like menuing this way, where you could just go up and down on the free agents from the signing screen. Something you don't really think about too much, but when you have it in the game, you're like, oh, this is cool. This is a simple way to scroll through players that I'm interested in around the same like overall. Once again, another failure of modern Madden. They don't even have that. I promise that's not what this series is about. But I legitimately think that Madden 06 through 08 were like the best Maddens ever, and Madden, I don't know, anything from like the Xbox 360, PS3 days and beyond are just total crap. It's on a shopping spree. Oh, yeah. You got to get Tom Nutton. The name is too good. And he's my signing Jesse Palmer to be the backup. Because like the computer actually generated a quarterback that I do want to try to develop in Kyan Riley. It's Mario Minter, 22-year-old rookie. So, signed him for 3 years instead of 1 year. Because he seemed like he had some potential to actually, develop a little bit. And he's already the number 2 corner, so he's going to be on the field. But, hey, thank you for watching. Appreciate it.